Hello everyone again. My name is Petros Plakogiannis. I am test engineer for 16 years, around 16 years. I am testing lead and test automation engineer at Trasis Greece. Trasis is a Belgium company, but we have offices in Greece too. So today I'm going to tell you a story about how we handled a specific client requirement. And this requirement came from our client that is in chemical industry. So we had a system that was something like that. And we had a requirement about end-to-end across all the services. We are working on a project with two different companies. The system is built using microservices, and each company has different teams, and each team develops different services. They also use different Git repository, different automation strategies. We have different automation testers to each team, different analysts, different project managers, etc. So we have two different companies and a lot of teams that built this system that you can see on your screen. For example, the service that you can see on gray color, the processor, is developed by team A from company A. The service that you can see in green color, Bridge, Manager A, and Orchestrator, is built by team B from company A. But the service that you can see in blue color is built by team C that belongs to a different company, from company B. So in the project, we have many teams working together. Some teams are from the same company and others from different companies. Each service has its own UI, user interface, its own business logic, its own locators, as I told you, different Git repositories, etc. So we had this requirement to have end-to-end across all integrated services, across all the full service chain. So from the processor to orchestrator. So end-to-end starts from processor, go to bridge, go to manager A, go to orchestrator, and go to manager B, across the full service chain. But how can we do this? Since, as I told you, we have different teams, different applications, different UI interface, different locators, different Git repositories. So the question was how? The solution we found was to use Cypress custom commands. But first things first, what is Cypress custom command? While you are reading what is Cypress custom command on your screen, I want to tell you that while Cypress provides a set of built-in commands, for example, Cypress visit, Cypress.get in order to get a locator, are often cases where you need to create custom commands to handle complex tasks and complex interactions in your tests. By using these custom commands, you can write cleaner and more maintainable tests. So the benefits are in abstraction level, we hide low-level implementation, enhance readability, make test scripts easier to understand and maintain, even for non-technical stakeholders. Consistent testing, promote consistency in testing practices across the team, ensuring that common actions are performed in all tests. And reusability, you write once, use in multiple tests. Of course, this is theory, so let's go to see how you can do it inside Cypress. So let's see an example. First of all, where you can find Cypress commands, Cypress custom commands. In the Cypress structure, there is a file that's called commands.js. You can call this file whatever, commanday.js, petros.js, whatever. But by default, it has its name. And inside this file, you can create the Cypress custom commands. So here's an example. We have here a custom command that is called enter contact details. This is the name. It has 4 parameters. And you can see below some Cypress built-in commands, like Cypress visit, cypress.get, to get a locator, to do something, to type something, to assert something, like Cypress get contains, etc. So we have a set of built-in Cypress commands. So all the commands that you can see on your screen are combined, grouped into one custom command that is called enter contact details. To use this Cypress custom command, you should go to end-to-end.js file and import the path to your custom commands. As you can see here in example. So in the test, you can use it like this. Here we have a test. We have some built-in commands like cypress.log, cypress.get, a locator to do something. But as you can see, we can use the Cypress custom command that is called enter contact details. And I have some parameters. So you can use it straightforward in your test. So how did we use Cypress custom commands in our project? Each team created its own Cypress custom command based on its business logic. These custom commands were shared so that other teams could also use them. In other words, each team was responsible for specific custom commands, and we export them for use across the project. Before I'm going to show you how you can export these Cypress custom commands, I'm just going to say very quickly that it's different Cypress custom command than JS function. Okay? Cypress custom command, you extend the Cypress API. And this part of Cypress command chain. So how we can export the Cypress custom commands in order to be used from the other projects? So I create some Cypress custom commands, and I want this Cypress custom command to export them to the other teams. Very easy. As you know, Cypress has the package.json. We have the name, a specific name with a specific version inside the package.json, our project name and our project version. It's very important to pay attention to the package version. I will explain this later, but the version helps us track what changes we have made in our Cypress code. So the teams that work with Cypress created, publish NPM packages with Cypress custom commands and upload them either in Nexus repository, something like that. Here's a pre-screen from Nexus repository. Or they create Cypress NPM packages, they create NPM packages, the project, and publish them as Azure artifacts. Let me show you in real what is going on. So here we have the Nexus repository manager, and you can see here some folders that are NPM packages that someone can download. Or you can go as Azure artifacts, and we have published our NPM packages into Azure DevOps. So either you use Nexus or Azure DevOps or something else, you can do this. You can publish your NPM package that has the Cypress code and the Cypress custom commands. To publish something, as you may know, to publish the commands, to do NPM package, you have to use the NPM publish. I guess you have the NPM RC file with a corresponding token in order to be able to publish, or a specific address according to your DevOps department. So we publish now the Cypress code, and we have there the Cypress custom command. Now the next question is, how can we board these Cypress custom commands to a different project? You can go to your different project, to the other project, so the other team, inside the package.json, and enter the name of the project, the name of the NPM package that we want to download. You can go and add it either in dependencies or dev dependencies, and run npm install or npm CI. Any way to install with npm your project, the other project that has custom commands. Then you have to go to end-to-end.js file, as I told you, but you have to import the commands from the different project. So you have to give the appropriate path that leads to the project from the package that you have installed. So after all of this, let me tell you how we actually use it. So as I told you, we have different teams. So the idea was to allow different teams to work independently. Each team has its own code, its own Git repository, its own locators, and its own business logic. And each team exports its own Cypress custom commands, which hide the internal business logic, hide the complex functions and locators. And they create the NPM packages with these Cypress custom commands. We also have a central team that we call solution team, that this team receives all the packages from the other teams. Okay, each package represents a microservice. So receives all these packages and imports them into one main project. This main project contains the feature files and test cases for the full end-to-end flow across all services. So what are the responsibilities for each team, for each module? First of all, they should have Cypress setup, choosing either JavaScript or TypeScript. They should expose a set of Cypress commands, Cypress custom commands. They should have a markdown document that has the guide for the commands, what each command does, because solution team doesn't know, should have a guide. There should be also a markdown document with a release note of the packages. And we propose also a central knowledge repository, a wiki in Confluence, in Azure DevOps, somewhere that all teams can access and review the names of commands. Something that is visible for also non-technical stakeholders, for example, for business users. This is the step definition file of the solution team, of the central team. As you can see here, I have some Cypress custom commands, clear IDM feature, login to submission portal, get submission number, assert dossier submission status. The two first custom commands, clear ADM fixture and login to submission portal, have been created from the team A. The two other Cypress custom commands, get submission number and assert dossier submission status, have been created from the team B. So the solution team imported the NPM packages and used the custom commands straight away into their project. So we can view Cypress custom commands from each team into a single step definition file that is readable and hides all the logic. I think it's very interesting because the solution team doesn't know the business of the service A, doesn't know the business of the service B, doesn't know the business of the service C, but can combine all together into one step definition file. So the advantages is that the central team calls business level steps, for example, Cypress.login, Cypress.add to cart, if you want to add something into a cart, without knowing selectors, DOM structure, or API details. Feature files read like user flows, not like implementation. Also, we have change isolation and easier maintenance. If a page or API changes, the owning team, the team that has the service, updates the command once and all. And the tests keep working. No hand and replace of locators across repos. So we have less flakiness and fewer broken pipelines. And of course, speed and scale across team, because new tests ship faster. We have less boilerplate and the onboarding is easier. We have an API with some Cypress custom commands that are readable. Of course, as I told you, it's very important to have a wiki or something and to have the versioning. Here's an example of continuous integration, continuous delivery for our end-to-end. This is for the solution team, for the central team that uses the Azure repo. We have into the Azure artifacts, as Azure artifacts, or the Nexus packages. We download these packages, the NPM packages, we download these packages, and we run the Azure pipelines, and we get the results. It's a simple CI/CD automation pipeline. But at this point, I want to highlight the versioning. It's very important because if you have a lot of teams with a lot of services, the central team doesn't know every time what each team is going to do or what did. So central teams will know exactly what are the custom commands that can use. So we recommend to have two markdown documents, one that can be called readme.md and one that can be called versioninfo.md. The first one is about the guide of the commands. What does the command? So for example, here we have a command that's called verify case number generated. As you can see, this is the name of the command. What is the parameter of the custom command? What is the input of the custom command? What is the output of the custom command? And if we expect something, what is the response status? Okay, let me show you a real example. So here I have some custom commands. And for example, you can see here the name of a custom command, login to submission portal, an explanation of this command, what is the input. So we have two parameters, string parameters that needs this custom command. What is the input? And if we have an output, what is the output? For example, here in the get submission number custom command, we can view that we have an output that's called generate submission number. So the central team knows what is the business and knows a lot of things about these custom commands and can use them in order to create these step definitions and then the feature files. These custom commands can be created, as I told you, from different teams and from different services to the solution team that wants to create end-to-end across all service chain. The second Markdown document is about release note. So if something is going to change in the Cypress custom commands, for example, the name, as you can see here, or you added a new file, or a variable is going to change, or an input or an output is going to change, we should have this information inside the release notes. And the release notes should have the version of major, minor, like here. Okay, so for example, 1 is for the major version, 0 is for minor, and the other 0 for patch, if something is going to change. Okay, so for example, 1.0.1 means that we have a patch here. Let me show you again a real example. So if I go here in versions, you can see all these versions. So we have this package that have these Cypress custom commands, as I told you. And here we have the versions about this package. Every time that CI/CD runs, gets the latest package in order to run the test. So here also in Nexus, you can view here too the versioning, like 1.0.1 or 1.02, okay? And as you can see, we have all the information and the versioning here. So I'm going to tell it one more time. Central team should know what kind of commands is going to import. Okay, I think it's very interesting, all this approach, because we didn't know how can we use Cypress across all the teams. And I think custom Cypress commands is one of the most interesting features of the Cypress, because you can do things like this. It's nice to have a team leader in teams, so can synchronize each team and to update the wiki every time. That will be either in Confluence or in Azure DevOps. That's all. I hope you find this useful. In our case, it solved the problem and they worked very well, to be honest. Of course, all the teams should be synchronized and should be aligned. So this is the only issue, but you can find this if you have good teams and good team leaders. So thank you. You can follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter, and thank you a lot.
Awesome. Thank you, Petros. That was a really great walkthrough, and I have seen so much feedback in chat about how thankful folks are that you have brought this subject to the conference. So first of all, just Thank you for bringing this. And I really like how you showed how something as simple as like shared commands can really be a glue that brings together distributed testing teams. I have a couple of questions that have come in from the audience that I want to share and have you answer here. So I'm going to start with a question from Sarah. What if a version of a package updates? How do you communicate that across teams?
Okay, this is a good question. As I told you, we have this release markdown document, so the version of the package is going to be updated. We give access to Nexus or to Azure feeds to the team leader, so to know what is the version of the package that the team should import. Also, we have this wiki, as I told you, that we always update. So we have some tables there with nice tables, with a nice diagram. So there's a wiki, a very nice wiki, that we always update with the new versions of the packages. So all the team, even the non-technical stakeholders, know what are the versions. But usually the testers, to be honest, and the developers go inside the Nexus or Azure feeds to see the new packages. As I told you, they should be all aligned, all the teams. This is the challenging. So I recommend to have a person from each team to be responsible for this and to synchronize all the other teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is, I mean, I think that's a really great case for having like internal test guilds as well, to help folks, communicate across teams and keep alignment on exactly something like this. We have another question that I'm going to share from the screen. This one's from Judy. In my project, we already use custom Cypress commands to perform business logic and validation. However, when we call the custom command in the spec file, it doesn't give us IntelliSense for the Cypress command and its input params. How do I enable this? Petros, is this something you've encountered? How could Judy get this enabled?
I think because we had the same issue, as I remember, so we couldn't enable the Cypress custom commands. We try a lot of times, sometimes to enable them in a different project. I think something is going on with, in our case, something was going on with the code. So either we didn't give the correct path in the end-to-end.js file to enable the Cypress custom commands, or we had some other issues. But for sure, something is going on with the code. Of course, I have to check the code to let you know. But usually, there's something about misconfiguration in end-to-end.js file or in import. You don't give the correct path